evening, loves. Whatever time you're watching this, welcome to day 2 of Vlogmas. So I am in the truck about to head out to Starbucks to meet my girl Pranity for a little bit of girl time, planning time, just some chit chat, and just some good old time with my sister friend. I would take y'all along for the ride, but I don't know what my husband did with my phone stand. It's somewhere in this car or in the house, but nevertheless, I am going to take you along my afternoon. I might incorporate some of my evening, I don't know, but I will also be back on here probably at the end to answer a few questions. I'm super excited that y'all are giving me questions already, so just keep the questions coming in, but I am going to pull out because I don't have anything to hold the phone, and safety is first, and I want to make it to my location on time. So see y'all at Starbucks. Okay, I have made it to my destination. Struggling to get out the car, so I parked a little ways just for dramatic effect. So let's see. I don't think I can turn this around. Let's see. No, I can't, but I just made the light darker. So we're about to go into this brand new Starbucks in Midlothian, Virginia. Let's go ahead and see what we got going on in here. Let's see what my friend is. Is that her over there? Hi, friend. So I just left Pranity, and I am now in not Target, OfficeMax, and I've been eyeballing these pens. They are medium, and they are ballpoints. I wish these would be perfect because I'm doing a Bible study, and it says that I need to use ballpoint pens. Slip down here. These are some cute dividers. As y'all know, I have a half letter size planner now. I'm debating if I want to get these dividers. Let's go ahead and put these in our hands for now. Let's just take a look-see. What are these? Ooh. How about I have these? These are pockets. Let's add these. These are some huge discs. Little ruler. This pouch is kind of cool. Oh, I didn't know they sold stickers. Let's go look at their pens. Like I need any more pens. Okay, they got them. They got them 0.7. I think I might have to get these. Stay tuned to see what I get. All right, so I'm about to go in Target. Just left out of OfficeMax. And got a couple things out of there. Now I'm gonna go in here. There's this lipstick that one of my fellow planner babes had on, and I got to come find called. Oh, this is cool. Wireless charger. I can use this in my office. Okay, let's see if I can find it. It was a darker color. Oh, there you go. So it's a Super Stay Matte. Matte ink. We're gonna try this out. Number 45, Escapist. Hey y'all, so I am back home and I'm finished all my little running around for the day. I might vlog a little bit later because the hubs and I, we might have a little date night tonight. Date night. I love date night. Date night is every night for real. But before I show you some of the goodies that I picked up while I was out after I left my coffee, and we showed each other our planners because we're like super passionate about all things like cloth and paper and minimalist right now. So we just was kind of sharing our planners with each other, but we did a lot more talking than anything. So I didn't want to include that because that was girl talk, girl time. But I really enjoyed myself. So y'all make sure y'all follow Pranity. Before I show you all my goodies that I got after that, I do want to answer 2 questions that I got from my subscribers on YouTube. And again, if y'all have any questions for me during this Vlogmas, drop me a question in my comments box and I'll be more than happy to answer it. So the first one, and I didn't ask if these people want to be anonymous, but I guess it really doesn't matter because you can see their names in my comments anyway. But Tiffany S., she asked me, how do I keep balance with real life, family, and having more than one business? And it wasn't always easy to do that. And I don't know if y'all know, but if y'all been following me, I'm an analogy kind of person. So you know how on your oven, your stovetop, you have 4 eyes, or burners. I'm old school, we say eyes. You have 4 burners. I used to be the type that would put all 4 pots on high on the stovetop and try to cook each and every one of them equally at the same time. But when you're trying to cook 4 pots on high, you get burnt out real easy, and then things start falling by the wayside and things get destroyed or burnt out or neglected because you're stirring one pot a little bit too longer and that pot in the back has been on high and you ain't stirred it up or nothing. So I had to learn how to focus on the main dish, and the main dish is my family. Family is my main ministry, and of course God is number 1, but we're talking about these things on earth. So I had to learn how to focus on making sure my family was straight first, and also letting them know when I needed to have time to do the things that I needed to do for like filming and things of that nature. So I made sure before I got into my space of planning and filming that I made sure my husband was good, because it's just me and him 90% of the time. My bonus son, he comes on the weekends and holidays. So I make sure he good. Or either like the night before, I'm like, boo, I gotta do X, Y, and Z. What is that you need me to do before I get busy doing what I'm gonna do? So that's how I make sure that family comes first. And my family is first, my husband, because 2 becomes 1. We're 1, so that's got to be straight first. And then with my businesses, you have to figure out with the business aspect of it, if it's a new business, how much time is it going to take away from your family life, and how much time and also expenses is it going to take away. So you definitely have to sit there and kind of take time and meditate on things that you're going to do. I always try to mentally prepare myself for the things that I have to do the next day. And me and my husband have what I call check-ins. I'm like, what you got planned for today? And I'm like, okay, well, this is what I have to do, so I just need to be here. So it's all about communication, to be honest. That's how I balance. If you don't communicate, then things get out of order, and when things are out of order, there's not balance. So to answer your question, long answer short, communication is what helps me stay balanced, because I make sure I communicate with my home base, and as long as I know my home base is fine, then everything else will function properly. So you put your season your meat and let it marinate. Then you put it in the oven. It can bake on slow while then you go to your side dishes. You make one side and you make another. By the time that's finished, take the meat out the oven. They happy and everybody happy. So I hope that answered your question. Communication definitely helps me keep a balanced life, because I never want to operate in the spirit of ESP. I don't have that spirit, so I'm not going to assume that I know the things that the people in my life need. I'm going to communicate and make sure I get those things first. So my next question was from, let's see, the Marvelous Beauty Channel. And her question was, how did I become interested in planning as a hobby or a business? So it all kind of happened unexpectedly. I've always kept some type of calendar with dates and things like that. And then when I got into having an iPhone, I really got into making sure I put all of my schedules and things in my phone. But as my business progressed, because I'm a hairstylist, a lot of times, because I work with my hands, I'll get notifications. And I have this thing where if I have that little red button on my phone that shows I have like a message or whatever the case, that drives me crazy. So I'll hit ignore, or I'll open it and it'll show that I've read it, and then I will forget. And so I needed a way to be able to have a backup in the event that I ignored whatever message that I got, just because that little red button was getting on my nerves. So I decided to get into planners. Now, when I first got into planners, it was 2018. My husband's cousin, she had this Erin Condren, and I'm all about cute too, like, oh my gosh, this is so cute. And I flipped through it and I was like, oh my gosh, I want one of these. And I wanted it just because I wanted it, not because of the efficiency that it was going to give my life eventually. So I ordered the Erin Condren. I used her discount code, and I started looking up hashtags, because for me, I'm a researcher. If I'm going to get something new, I want to research it and see how other people are using it. So I went to Instagram. This is when I had my personal page, and I was like typing in hashtag Erin Condren, hashtag planners, and then I started seeing all the stickers and stuff, and I was like, oh my gosh, I want it all. And yeah, and all I got. And almost 3 years later, I feel like I have grown up in my planner walk. I'm more of a functional planner now, which you can probably tell throughout some of my recent 2020 flip through videos. But going back to how I became interested, so once I saw that I could decorate my planner and make it like how I wanted it for myself, it really became very effective, because I'm a visual person, and most hairstylists or creatives are very visual, and because it was visually pleasing to my eyes, I was it always drew me to want to go to my planner because I wanted to look at it. Because I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so cute. And I'm flipping through. I'm like, oh shucks, I got a bill due today. Oh man, I got a meeting today. So that's kind of how I got into planning, because it was attractive to me. So how it's not really a business because I don't sell any planner stuff, but I am a YouTuber, and being that I am monetized now, it has kind of turned into a business, and that was all by happenstance. It was never my intention to become a YouTuber. Like, I wanted to do it because it was fun. I was watching other YouTubers, do their planner videos, and it was just fun. And it was also therapeutic because doing hair used to be a hobby to me. I had a full-time job in corporate America, and I would just do hair on the weekends, and that was fun for me. But then when hair became my career, which is still fun, I lost my hobby. So stumbling upon creative and decorative planning in turn turned into a beneficial hobby, both financial and efficiency wise, because now I do gain a small income, nothing major. Trust and believe, I'm not a heavy hitter like that as of yet, but I am speaking life into it. But it gives me some coinage to help fund my planner passion, because I'm not addicted to nothing. I'm not addicted or obsessed. I'm just passionate. But yeah, so it's a hobby, and it's turned into a small business. I do want to eventually maybe have my own planner shop. But again, I don't want to put another pot on the stove if I'm not prepared to carefully add the ingredients that's needed to make it successful. And I don't want to add anything that's going to mess up the balance that I currently have. I'm sorry, I keep getting notifications. I don't want to add anything else that's going to mess up the balance that I have in my life. And one thing that I have learned, I am a Christian, I'm a woman of God, so everything that I say is always leading back to my faith. But because I was doing a lot of stuff, having a lot of pots on the stove, and even had pots that was ready to get on the stove and they had no room, it was starting to become much. And I don't know who it was that I was listening to someone ministry-wise, and they said that, when I know it was Morgan J. I love her. She's a YouTuber, content creator, woman of God. But she said that when God gives you something, it's not meant to be, these aren't her exact words, but this is how I took it. It's not meant to be a blessing to others and a burden to you. It's supposed to go full circle. When God gives you something to do, and when he reveals the vision, not only is it supposed to bless those people that you are providing your services or your anointing, whatever the case may be, it's supposed to also be a blessing to you, not a burden. So I realized that whatever I do, I have to count the costs. I have to, and cost, I don't mean like financial costs, just like, the pros and the cons. Is this going to be burdensome? Is this going to, cause me to be, is it going to take away from my family life and my business life? Those are all the things that I have to count before I make any decisions going forth. So, going back to your question, planning became a hobby and a business for me, because of the beauty of it. It was just the beauty of having out my spread and decorating it to my liking was beautiful and attractive, and it made me want to keep going back to my planner. So I hope I answered your question. And again, if y'all have any more questions that y'all want to ask me, as long as they are morally correct, because I ain't gonna answer no crazy questions, just drop the question in the comments. So now I want to kind of show you a couple of things that I bought while I was out and about. Okay, so my first stop after I left Starbucks was to OfficeMax, and I wanted to get a few things for my half-letter planner that I am putting together. I'm not going to tell you what that planner is for yet. because you gotta watch the video. Hopefully I'll be able to post the video next week. I'm waiting for a couple of other things that I ordered from AliExpress, and y'all know since it comes from overseas, sometimes it takes a little while, but it is en route. So let's go ahead and pull all of this stuff out the bag. All right, so y'all saw I was looking at some of these tool writing utensils, and they had the one that was the 4-pack that had like the gold, silver, bronze, and rose gold, but those were 1mm ballpoint, and I didn't really want the 1mm, so I did find another one that was 0.7, but it was gel, and I didn't want the gel. And the reason why I wanted ballpoint is because the books that I use for my Bible study, ballpoint works better. But what I did decide to get are these 2 mechanical pencils, because I use these anytime I'm writing in my budget planners, when I'm writing my contacts, because things change and I want to be able to erase it, and I don't want it to be permanent. So typically what I would do is I might write the company or the merchant that I have a bill with and the date, but I normally write the actual amount due in pencil, because sometimes it changes. But I decided to get these, and I thought these were super cute to add to the collection that I already have. I do have a silver mechanical pencil that came from Parker Pens, and I do plan on doing a pen and pencil video here soon. The next thing that I got were these half sheets, or they call them a task pad, because I like to be able to jot stuff down in my planner that I'm going to be using this for, and I figured these would be perfect to put on each weekly page in my planner. Then, even though I didn't need it, but it's kind of like one of those things that you just get to have because it's supposed to be like a whole aesthetic thing. But I got one of these rulers to go in my planner, and then I got this pouch, which is going to be very functional for what I'm using it for. I can put, you know, some important documents and things in there, and I can just put this in my planner. And then lastly, then I got 2 things that I want to clean. I got this right here. It's like a note holder, but I think what I might do, because I have all of these flags from cloth and paper, I might just leave them in here, because I don't really want to put them in my planners, but this way I can have them and they are right here for me to see them. And then I got these. Now I know y'all probably like, okay, why did you spend all that money on these? But I got these. They're 44 discs. They're the 1.5. I got these for $3 and change. It was on the clearance section. All right, so y'all saw me in the dollar spot, and I got, you can use this for your iPhone or your Android, and it has to be a iPhone 8 Plus or better to be able to use it, because it's wireless. If you have a 7 or under, it's not going to work. But this is going to be perfect, because I can just lay it flat on my desk and just put my phone on there, and then that way I don't have to keep switching my chargers from my iPad to my iPhone. Yeah, it's a whole thing. So this is it was $5, and it came in a lot of different colors, but I wanted to get black. The next thing I got was this. So one of my fellow IG friends had this lipstick on, and it's called Escapist, and it was so gorgeous, and I was like, I want it. And it's a matte, so I don't know how it was gonna look, but I might put it on tonight when my husband and I go out. But it's a dark color. It's almost like a, I don't know, you can't really see it, but it is kind of dark, and I like to wear darker colors in the winter time. But it looks more like this. I wish you could really see it. It looks more like this when it's on my skin, but it's very matte-ish. So I can't wait to see how that looks on my lips. Y'all might see it later. Then I got these assorted ring binders, and I got these because I was watching Posh Plans. She always posts some amazing things in her IG stories, and she used these to let her paper clips hang on, and I was like, that is a fabulous idea. So I'm gonna do that, and if I put it together before I go out, I might show this in my evening portion of my vlog for Vlogmas. All right, then lastly, I got this. Now, I do not, let me see. Hold on, Sarah. Let me see. I'm gonna open this up so you can see this. But I needed a 2020 wall calendar, and this had the cork board on here, and I thought this was amazing because what I'm gonna do is once I put my paper clips on my rings, I can put them on the cork board. So let's take this out the package and so I can see if I can show you better. All right, I think I got this in frame pretty well, but this is the top part, so it has rings, so you can kind of put like little hooks or paper clips or something on, not paper clips, push pins like on an angle so it can hang. So this is just the cover. It's by Creator and Cultivate, and this is considered a vision board calendar. So they just kind of give you an example over here what it looks like, and I'm gonna just go ahead and I'm not gonna rip this off yet. All right, so this is what each month looks like. You have your dates, and I kind of like that it's different. It doesn't have the blocks. Most of the calendar will block off each day, but that's fine with me because it had other added features that was way more exciting, like this section here, my mantra for the month. So it gives you like a hashtag, so you can put like hashtag fabulous, hashtag birthday turn up. Yes, because my birthday is on the 20th. And then this is your to-dos, so you can put all of the to-dos that you have for the month, any notes that you have that you need to, as we used to call it, corporate, put on the parking lot, you know, things that you don't really have a date for, but you know that it's going to happen. And you put them there, and like I said, here it's like a little cork board, so you can put anything on here that you want. Like I said, it's a vision board, so you can put like little pictures. So if I wanted to put like this right here, I could just put a thumbtack and says don't ever be afraid to say no. So I thought that was really cute, because 2020 is the year of new vision. So you can kind of see exactly everything I was talking about. So yeah, this is really cute. So this is all that I got today. So I'm going to go ahead and get to doing some things that need to be done. And then I will be back to tell y'all night. Hey guys, I am back. So I was going to try to vlog date night, but it's gonna be a late night, so I'm going to go ahead and end this vlog right here. Plus the vlog today is a little bit lengthy. Like I told you yesterday in my intro, some days it may be very detailed, other days it might be very short. So today was one of those detail oriented days. I may snap some snapshots and post them on my YouTube feed, so make sure you check out that post. But I'm gonna go ahead and end this vlog today, that way I can have something to talk about tomorrow. So I hope you guys enjoyed day 2 of Vlogmas. I really had a good time doing it today, and again, I really enjoyed answering the questions that everybody had for me. So again, keep dropping me questions, because I want to use this as an opportunity for you to get to know the face, the person behind the hands. All right, loves, until next time, peace.